We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 44, Rodgers. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 45-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Adams hauling it in from Rodgers. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the second row.
To throw, it's Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check pass. Check pass.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams. His 4th touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They run with a former Jaguar. It's T.J. Yeldon, and he is going to be stopped cold behind. Line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 18-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Stafford. Johnson's got it complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're going to face a third down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
First down, Lions.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Stafford. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Deron Harmon right there on the coverage. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. A 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. Little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put the foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Level right. Level right. 58, Mike. Hey. Pull it together. Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Hey, watch.
Just beating the play clock. Stafford. Open man. He's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
First down.
Set. 280. 58 to Mike. Watch the screen.
They'll run on first down. Swift and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
58 to Mike. 58. 58 to Mike. Hey, give me a radar.
On 2nd and 7, Stafford. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
319, 26. Recon, 132 fighter.
On first down, Dillon. The linebacker, Christian Jones, there to make the stop.
General West.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So another long try for 3 and another kick that comes up lacking.
Yeah, this isn't going to do any wonders for his field goal percentage, but you have to figure as a head coach that when you send a guy out there to try and kick from that distance, it's a 50-50 proposition at best.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Blue 60. Omaha, ready move. Hey, Wahoo.
Now on 2nd and 13. Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. Rodgers now on first down. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Rodgers now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The one with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Rodgers to throw again. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. On third and long, it's Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
They'll run it with Williams. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Jamal Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the lead is up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. On first down, it's Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there, and a Lion first down.
First down, Detroit.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
We want it. Come to my world. 11. Max 42. Yo.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the field.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
26. Check 37.
Rodgers now on first down. Funches has it complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Rodgers now to throw. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. This is caught by Williams. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Throwing now is Rodgers.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily, fell incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Rodgers open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. Touchdown, Packers! Marquez Valdez-Scantling his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Crosby with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. Throwing again. Stafford. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. And into the end zone, it's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
53, ready? Hey, exit.
Now Stafford. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here now, Johnny Townsend. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And look at this. It's a fake. And he's going to let it go deep. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety?
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Well, on the bright side, you still have the good-sized lead, but this has to be troubling. His 3rd miss of the game.
Well, fortunately, they haven't really needed him thus far. But he's an important part of what they're trying to do, so they definitely need to get him back on track.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Let him know, let him know. 50-50. Hey, easy, easy. Hey, zoom. 58 to Mike. Watch, QB.
Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point, hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there. His guys will get it at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
They don't want it, fellas.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
Keenum now to throw. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They'll go with a big back, Yeldon, and trying to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short, and he is short. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Rodgers throwing quickly out to Adams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He's got Lewis. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Now Rodgers. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. The Packers on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And that'll set him back 5.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
So that'll back him up 5. So now here comes the field goal unit again, and this phase of the game has been an absolute disaster so far. He'll have the win at his back here in the fourth quarter. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said...
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows a coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Check safety, check safety.
Here we go, 52. Jam.
Now Keenum. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Check 99.
Hey, we're good.
Check.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
First down, Lions.
Switch.
Jam.
Switch.
Now they'll run it with Scarborough. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sit through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Wide. Get wide.
From the 50, it's Keenum. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
3rd and 15.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Hey, go, Roger.
58 for Mike. 58 for Mike. I'm coming, baby. Woo! He's cracked.
Roger. Hey, easy. Okay.
Keenum going to throw. Throwing deep for Galladay. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Packer first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. Complete. This is Lewis. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Again, it's Williams. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Blue 58.
Choose the mic.
26.
Hey, I'm coming.
X3, Blue 58.
Throwing is Rodgers. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's calm the crowd. I'm coming after you.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No.